Hi, welcome to Adventure Airsoft. Today we're going to be looking at a hop-up. So this is a G&G M16 metal hop-up unit, item number GP083, and it is for Tokyo Marui, M16A2, M4A1, M4 RIS and SR16. So if you've got any of those weapons you want to know how to put together this hop-up, stay tuned. So after opening the packet then, I've laid everything out as pretty much how they go together, and it helps out to check that all the bits and pieces are there. There's a couple of tools I'm going to need for this. So to assist with it, I've stripped down my gun with the old hop-up, and I'll explain why I've done that in a minute. But you're going to need some, well personally, I think you need some silicone oil. So this is 200 weight silicone oil. I've got some silicone grease, with a small little paintbrush, and a screwdriver just to help with, I've got a Phillips head screwdriver and a flathead just to help out in case things are a little bit tight. Bucking, which comes in different colours, and you can buy separate different bucking tubes. You've got the inner barrel O-ring, which comes in many different sizes, but basically that prevents the barrel from wobbling inside of the hop itself. So you can see one there on the old one. You've got a C-clip, which retains the barrel in place of the hop-up. You've then got two O-rings, or sorry, two C-clips or two O-clips, depending what they are. In the old one here, I think they're C-clip. No, that's no clip. I've seen some C-clips before, some circlips, but it depends what they give you. You've got one screw, you've got one pin, you've got a hop-up adjuster, you've got a small gear, and then you've got a sort of another small gear, but it's got an arm on the back of it. Okay, and that's your hop-up kit that's came in there. Okay, so to put the hop-up together then, first off take the hop-up arm and push the smaller spring onto this little rubber bit at the end, so that's then captive. Okay, the next thing I do is I use a bit of grease, generally silicone grease so it doesn't degrade. Put the silicone grease on this part of the arm. Okay, and the reason for that is so that the hop that's going to do all the work sits into there, and that is then captive. Okay, that's stuck in place. Then take the hop-up unit, slide those as best you can into the hop-up unit, line up this pinhole at the back here. This is where this comes in handy. Oh, with the opening, grab your pin. I'll be a bit tight, but then push the pin home. That's the pivot pin for this device. Okay, next thing what we're going to do is we're going to take the hop-up adjuster. So the hop-up adjuster itself then is this larger one with the arm on the back. Place the arm into the opening. Once that's in place, then just check it all works. So you can see that there, as I turn that, the hop moves in and out. So that works. Next thing you need to do is take one of these clips, and I'll place the clip over the back. You might need either a pair of pliers or maybe a screwdriver just to push it on. The first time it goes on is pretty stiff. Just make sure it sits flush, and that will then hold that adjuster in place, hold that gear in place. Right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the center. Put the center gear in, and again, as we do it, add retaining clip. Retaining clip is now in. Then we're going to add up the hop adjusting wheel. Okay, so before I put the screw in, I'm just going to make sure that all of that works. So if you can see the wheel itself, that moves the hop in and out. So now we're going to add the screw that retains all of this assembly together. Now the trick here is don't do it too tight, because it will actually stop the assembly turning. But if you do it too loose, with the vibrations of the gun firing, or for you moving around and knocking it and banging it, it might actually unhop. But yeah, that works. It seems to work quite nice, quite smooth. Now the next thing then, because all of this system here, all of this hop-up assembly is dry, and it's come dry, hasn't come pre-lubed or anything like that, to move bits of rubber inside there can be quite difficult. So what I tend to do now bit of a top tip is to take some silicone oil, only a tiny bit, and lubricate where you're going to put the book in. Okay, that'll do two things. The first thing that's going to do is make sure the booking actually that slides in there nicely. The second thing is actually going to create a better seal. Okay, the next thing then, I need to take the barrel out of my old hop up. So to do that, remove the C-clip that holds the barrel in place and slide the barrel out. Now you see that was lubricated before, so that slid out quite nice and easy. So before we install the booking, there's a couple of things that we can do. First off, remove the barrel from your weapon system. And whilst it's off, check it, give it a good quick once over, make sure it doesn't look like it's bent or damaged in any way, especially where it mounts onto the hop-up itself. The next thing we can do is give it a good pull through, a good clean. If you haven't got a weapon cleaning kit, so either an SA80 or an M16 cleaning kit, which they come through with what's called bodge rods, or metal rods that you can put a piece of fabric through at the end, which you can see on the screen now. Or they come with a pull through, which is a cord or a wire or a string with a brass hole at the end of it where you can put a piece of cloth, again oil it up, and you pull it through in the direction of travel of the rounds. If you haven't got one of those, the next best thing that you can use a piece of string, or in this case a bootlace, tie one knot in the end, add a small amount of silicone oil, and then just pull it through. After you've pulled it through, see that's nice and clean. Okay, so there's no excessive oil in there, it's just nice and clean silicone oil. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to fit the booking. On the booking again, then all I like to do is give it a nice coating again of silicone oil, give it a nice tight seal. You'll notice on the barrel itself there is a groove section, and on the booking itself it'll have another groove section. Slide that on there till they meet. Small bit of silicone oil in there, give that a nice go round. Ensure that the groove portion of the barrel is to the bottom of the hop up itself, and then that should slide in nice and easy. So once the booking slid all the way in there, you'll see that the booking is all the way home. It's flush with that cut out portion in the hop up and hop up assembly. Next thing, take the barrel clip, and the barrel clip should clip into place and therefore fit nice and flush in the barrel. Should be pretty sturdy in there, which it is. Next thing you can do is you can check down the center of the barrel. Can't really see that there, but I'll have a look myself. That looks good. And then another thing to check is make sure that the hop actually works. And you can see there it's nice and easy. What I might just do is tighten that up ever so slightly, so it's a bit tighter. Nice. And that's the hop. Okay, that's that installed. The last thing we need to do then is we need to look at putting the barrel ring in place. Now this barrel ring is incredibly tight. I don't really want it that tight, so what I'm going to use is my existing barrel ring. You'll notice that fits in there much better, whereas the other one will just be lost in there. So that fits nice and snug, and that is the hop complete. Okay, all you do now is make sure that the existing lubricant is sort of wiped off, and then fit this back into your gun. The reason why I'm changing my hop is because when I went to adjust this hop here, you'll notice that one of the pins, because it's a plastic hop, all these are pre-formed, one of the gears flew off. So although it still works, I can keep this as a spare hop. So what I will do is I'll make sure that this is serviceable, and then keep it as a spare and use these spares for anything else that might go around. So that go in my cleaning kit as a spare hop. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it's been useful for you, and a few little top tips. Thank you.